Hey, this is Meredith's husband. I've got some SEO advice for you, but I'm going to keep it really simple so that you can understand it, so it makes sense, and most importantly, so you can actually use it.
Oh.
That helps.
That's good. That's the official SEO podcast snap.
No, that's when I go back and edit it. When I do this, there's a spike, and I can just see where I...
Yeah, everybody knows. That's so old school.
It's Two-Topic Tuesday today.
Two-Topic Tuesday.
Yeah.
Two-Topic Tuesday.
Except that it's not Tuesday, Tuesday. We're doing two topics today.
Double
Topic Tuesday?
No,
Double Topic Tuesday.
I like Two-Topic.
Yeah,
Two-Topic Tuesday. It could also be Two-Topic Thursday. No, Two-Topic Tuesday.
Yeah, it doesn't have the ring.
Two-Topic Tuesday. Topical.
That comes from when I was young and I grew up in Southern California. Yes. Many restaurants had Taco Tuesdays. Which I think was usually like you buy, you get your second taco free or something like that.
That's not like the Jewish Chinese Sunday dinners.
No. Taco Tuesday, that's like paradise. That's like
for you.
Once a week.
For you.
Yes. Today, we're not talking about tacos.
No.
Anymore.
Although you would like to.
Anymore. We're going to end that conversation. And we're going to talk about AI and SEO, artificial intelligence and SEO.
It's a lot of letters.
That's one of our topics. And we'll get to that in just a second. But the other topic, you received an email last week, and the email went to me because we had just launched your site, and the email was, I was still testing things, and it was, the emails were coming to my inbox, and it was, lo and behold, your first email was like, hey, your SEO is terrible. We found all these critical
fundamental errors.
Yeah. Can we send you a report? And I got the email and I was like, yeah, sure. Okay. So I wrote back. Oh,
that's why.
And I did it from my official agency email address. So they didn't check that, obviously.
No.
But I said, go ahead and send it. And you have received these before and replied, and then nobody followed up.
Correct.
These guys did.
Oh, yes, they did.
And they actually, to my surprise, they called you.
Oh, they called me. They called me and asked for you.
Yeah.
And I said, he's not available right now. May I take a message? Who may I ask is calling?
Mm-hmm. So we won't give away names or anything.
Oh, okay. We won't? Okay.
And we've talked about this sort of stuff at least a few times in the past.
Yes.
And my approach has always been kind of, if somebody is approaching you out of the blue and trying to sell you something, whether it's SEO or something else, at least be skeptical of that.
That's what I said. And then he's like, you emailed us, you replied to us. And my response was, no, I didn't.
Yeah. So what happens is they send those things out. You get those emails all the time. And then if you reply, then they're going to, print out the PDF. They just enter your domain name into a tool and it spits out a report. Then they send you that report. And it's got tons and tons of errors all over the place.
Yeah.
Makes it look like the end of the world is coming.
Oh, I was told that they found some fundamental errors.
Mm-hmm. Well, the report that I now have, he sent me the report. It's not a terrible one. I've seen lots of these over the years. And they range from being horrifically bad and inaccurate, just lies, to like being semi-decent. This one was more along the pathway of being semi-decent.
Semi-decent, yeah.
Semi-decent. There's a couple things. And because we just launched your site, there are some things that we just haven't done, or I haven't done SEO-wise to the new site.
Let's not use the we when it's you.
When it's me.
The whole purpose of this whole podcast is you do my SEO, and I don't know anything about it.
So a few of the things were right. Like a couple things like, that we do have to do that. Some of the things were terrible. Like it
Should I say what he said to me?
Go ahead.
You're still doing your intro?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so I wrote everything down.
Just talk right over me.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. My pleasure. And I said, oh, really? Because my husband does SEO for a living, and we have an SEO podcast. And he said, oh, so do we. Anyways, so I took very good notes. He said, keywords are not distributed well across the important HTML tags.
HTML tags? That's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah, HTML. The amount of content The word count is 483, and it should be 550.
No.
Also, we need to add alt attributes.
We do have to add a couple of. We do have to add a few of those.
Okay, we're missing names. The number of backlinks is not enough. We need more relevant backlinks. Currently, there are only 84 visits a month. And
that's not right.
I know, that's what I said. And with their help, they could easily get 500 visits a month. But the most concerning number 4, the page speed for the mobile phone is 159.2 seconds. It takes 3 minutes to load. And I said, does it? Let me just check here on my phone. And he said, oh, well, the reason it's coming up so fast is that you've entered it before. And I said, actually, no, I haven't. This is the first time I have because we just redid our website. And he said, well, let me check on my end. Meanwhile, the whole time I said, oh, yes, please do check on your end. Oh, really? What else?
Oh, my goodness.
Tell me more.
How much can I pay you to fix this?
Yeah, that's what I said. And he said, well, depending on how much you want to clean up, anything from $100 to $1,000. And I said, oh,
that's
wow,
very cheap.
Really? And
okay,
then
so
anyway, so that's.
I think we get the picture. And I looked through that PDF, and like I said, some of it was like, yeah, we do. I do need to add alt text.
Yeah. To
some of the images. And some of the advice was like, yeah, your keywords are not in the right places. And the keywords that they had suggested were, I'm going to try to remember this off the top of my head, event parties, or maybe it was events parties. Events parties pets was another keyword that it wasn't in your title tag or in your heading or anywhere. Can you believe it? We didn't put the words events parties pets in the title of your website. Shocking. Interesting. Anyway, I digress. I don't want to mention this company by name or the person by name because he might, he might be really good at some specific aspect of SEO for some. He has a podcast.
The owner of the company website, guy spoke very quickly and said, "I'm in dire danger." And so many errors.
So many errors. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, if you get these sorts of emails and phone calls, I guess, here's what I would recommend doing. This is what I did. You go to Google and you type in either the person's name or the company name and reviews.
Yeah.
And you see what comes up.
Yes.
And again, I'm not going to mention this person's name or the company name, but the first thing to come up was their Trustpilot page.
Yeah.
Where they had a 2.9 out of 5 star review. The next one was Facebook, where they had a 1-star average review. 1-star average review. And then the next few ones were websites like scamadvisor.com and scamdoc.com and other things. Now, they did do one thing that I have to tip my cap to this person is they put up a web page on their own site about reviews. So that's mixed in there.
Interesting. Yeah, because they said, just go to our website. You'll see all the major companies that we've worked with.
Yeah, of course, go to their website. They don't want you to Google them. But they did put out, and this is a trick not a trick, but it's a method that it's a tactic. That's a good word, baby.
Hey, thank you.
You can call your testimonials page reviews, because if people are going to be searching for reviews, hey, it would be great to have your page show up there, wouldn't it? Of course. So, but nobody's going to do a search for Meredith Zinner testimonials, but certainly people are doing searches for Meredith Zinner reviews.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So wait, we're supposed to say reviews or we're supposed to say testimonials?
Well, you can I would try to get the word reviews onto that page. Okay. Put it in the title tag.
Yeah.
Put it in the title tag. It probably won't be the heading of that page since you're probably going to make it, testimonials or client, feedback, appreciation or I don't know, something.
They love me. They really love me.
But use the word titles in the
use the word titles?
Title. I'm sorry. No. Use the word reviews in the title.
Use the word. Okay, sorry. Say it again for our fabulous listeners.
I knew that didn't sound right.
No, and it was. Yeah, it's good. That's a good.
Yeah. I'm
very observant.
Right on top of things.
Indeed.
So put the word reviews in your title.
Yeah.
of the testimonials page.
Yes.
Okay. And then try to use the word reviews in the, like just in the intro paragraph or something. Say, here are some reviews, or just try to include that word somewhere.
Okay.
So if somebody is indeed out there searching for your name and reviews, reviews of you or your company, then you have a better chance of showing up here with hope. If it's on your site, they're going to be good reviews. I certainly hope.
Yes.
That's another tip. If you're putting reviews on your site and they're the terrible ones, you can take those off.
Take those off. I could give that advice without even needing a podcast.
Okay, so let's move on to our what was going to be the original topic, AI and SEO, artificial intelligence.
Lots of letters.
So I normally don't like to talk about kind of topical things, things that are in the news, because that's not what really like what we do, and I don't think it's going to age well. You know, if you're listening to this in 2 years, you totally
obsolete.
Yeah, probably will be.
Good word. Thank you.
So
you're welcome.
A few months ago, actually probably more like 6 months ago, there was
several months ago.
Okay.
Many months ago.
All right, whatever.
I'm very talkative.
There was a company called OpenAI released something called ChapGPT, and it really kind of blew everybody away because it was really advanced artificial intelligence, like chatbot that you can interact with.
Oh, okay.
Now,
online, so not vocal.
Online, right.
So just words.
Words, yeah. What was I talking about?
Chatline.
Words. Chatbots, AI chatbots. So this really it was really surprising. Everybody was taken aback about just by how advanced this thing seemed.
Yeah.
And Google. So one of the things that not everybody, but a lot of people started talking about immediately was like, oh, wow, this is going to be the Google killer. This is going to do away with Google. Right. And sure enough, Google, they issued what they call a code red at Google, which I have no idea what that means, but it sounds bad. It sounds like reason for alarm.
You get all the like, do.
Yeah, so they issued a code red, and everybody was like, "Oh, they're scared of this, and they're gotta find a way to protect their users. Everybody's going to start using AI chatbots," and that might be true. That might be true. I mean, Google is working on their own AI chatbot, as is Bing, as is half the world. Yeah. But a more immediate threat. Oh, and by the way, I got to add one more thing. Okay. After they issued that code red, the current CEO of Google brought back Larry and Sergey, the founders of Google, who have not been with Google for years now. They Google, they founded the company called Alphabet, which now owns Google and owns YouTube and owns all these other things. They moved to Alphabet and started to basically run that company. And I think they've even kind of stepped away from that a bit.
Yeah. So they've got gazillion billion.
They don't need to do it. So they haven't really been involved with Google for a while. But the CEO of Google now brought them back. So now they are back. Wow. And I just read an article yesterday that
back.
Larry or Sergey just issued his first request for code. This is going to get too technical. He just issued a request for code, which is the first time he's done it in like 12 years.
What does that mean for us?
It means he wants to do something. So he tells his Google team, hey, write me some code that will do this.
Oh,
I want to
okay.
He doesn't have to write code himself anymore.
I was going to say.
But anyway, so they are back. So Google is taking this seriously.
Yeah, as they should.
And everybody assumes that it's because they're afraid that everybody's going to start using these AI chatbots instead of Google. Oh. Now, that might be true. In the long term, certainly that's true.
Yeah, long term.
And that's why Google is doing they're developing their own AI.
They're so clever.
Whatever, and so is Bing and all these other search engines. But a more immediate problem, and I feel like this is at least partially, if not the majority of that reason for that code red, is the amount of content that's good.
He's excited too.
Oh, Buster. I see as a more immediate threat the amount of content that is going to be generated by these AI tools.
Yeah. Yeah, I've read somewhere that there's It's everywhere. Have your AI write your blogs. Have
yes,
your
and
AI Are we getting to that?
That's why I wanted to do this episode, because it's a topical piece. It's kind of
it is everywhere.
Current event, yeah. But this is going to be an option. You're going to see these options now, and you can sign up for services. There's lots of them. There's going to be lots and lots more.
Yeah.
Where you can sign up and say, "Yep, I want to blog once a week. Here are my topics. Here are some things." You just give them a topic. They can generate an insane amount of copy, and it's actually not bad copy.
Really?
It's pretty good.
Because Nick Cave did a whole email thing about songwriting AI. If you care.
Yeah. Oh, Matt, it's like, just briefly, AI is popping up everywhere. AI written songs,
artists,
AI
photography,
fake photographs, artists, screenplays, music. Like, it's going to get nuts. But so you can imagine the amount of content that is going to be produced by AI in the next few years. It's going to be insane.
Yeah.
Because you can generate, like, I tested out one of these services and I generated like 20,000 words for like $10 or $20 or something.
And was it any?
It was okay. It wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't. So let me back up a
Are we going to be able to know what was? And so here's my question: Are we going to be able to know what is AI and what is human?
That's the problem.
Will it matter?
That's a good question, and that's the problem. How is Google going to tell what's being generated?
Right.
Because there's going to be imagine the amount of content that Google has to sift through now.
Right.
Multiply that by 1,000.
Infinity.
Yeah. So how is Google? That's the question. And I think that's what Larry and Sergey are back to solve.
Right.
I think that's what they're doing. Yeah. That's my opinion. But keep in mind, I don't work at Google, so I don't know. But that's what I think.
That'll be interesting. Yeah, but isn't it interesting? We do crave authenticity. We want to know that a human wrote it.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because why would you want to read something that a machine wrote? Unless it's a very factual,
But we use things that machines make. No problem.
Yeah, sure. Okay. We're getting way too deep here.
And I didn't even have a gummy.
I did. For a podcast about artificial intelligence, come on. It's a no-brainer.
You should have caught me up.
But anyway, I want to back up a little bit and say that the idea of a machine generating content for your blog is nothing new. That has been around for years. That's been around for over a decade. The very early ones were basically they were article spinners. So what you would do is you would write an article, you'd submit it to this article spinner, and they would spin it, and they would come up with 10 slightly different articles so that it didn't look like it was duplicate content to Google. And now you write one blog entry and you get 12.
Wow.
This is nothing new. This has been around for a long time. The AI aspect of it is new. It's something new, and it's going to be difficult because, like you said, how are you going to know the difference?
Yeah. How do you ascertain which is? Yeah.
So here's an interesting. I think it's interesting. Side note: not the current
Tuesday
CEO
tidbit.
No. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hurry up and get to my thought before I forget.
Okay, go. Sorry.
Not the current CEO of Google, but the former CEO of Google.
Yes.
Said once that eventually we are all going to need an AI assistant.
Right. Because
we need to know if whatever we are consuming in terms of content, whoever we are interacting with, we need to know, is that a bot? Is it AI or is it a person? And we will need our own AI in order to tell us that.
Do you think it'll come to a point where, similar to influencers needing to say sponsored by so-and-so if they talk about so-and-so, it'll be AI? No. Okay.
No. Anyway, so the point of this podcast is this. Like I said, this is nothing new. Okay. Google has tried to learn and figured out how to identify artificially generated or automatically generated content in the past. That sort of content, as you can imagine, doesn't do well in Google.
I was just going to say, right.
So, however, it did do well for a time. Whenever there's a new trick like this, there is a time when it works.
Kind of a little peak.
and
where
then
it
it doesn't.
works,
Yeah.
and then everything catches up to it.
And then it doesn't. And then Google figures out how to spot it. And then it ends up whoever was
Punishing!
doing. Yes. You end up in a much worse position. So again, the point of this podcast, if you are tempted to have AI generated content on your blog, I'm not going to tell you don't do it, but I would say I've seen this happen several times before. Things like this come up and it always ends poorly.
Yeah. Just like Jurassic Park.
Do you know they're bringing back the woolly mammoth?
I don't want to talk about it. They're trying
Seems like
to.
a great idea.
I'm not
Good
talking
God.
about it.
Anyway.
Could be good.
Oh, do you want to share your news?
My news about the elephant?
Your elephant?
Well, I'll be very brief. Can you just post like a link to it?
I will post a link. Yes.
So there's a GoFundMe link that I created in collaboration with this guy, Aaron Jackson, of Planting Peace. Long story short, there's a elephant that was enslaved and in horrible conditions, and I helped raise enough funds to free her. She needs medical care and help. If you could click below and share it if you can't contribute, that would be incredible. Thank you. That's it.
That would be amazing.
I mean everything.
And congratulations. That was really amazing.
Thank you.
You raised that amount of money.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Back to SEO.
Back to SEO. So my point of this podcast, again, I think this is the third time I'm getting to my point. Don't be lured by the
shininess
promised,
of AI.
yeah, exactly. The quick fix. Oh, here's your blogging solution.
Yeah.
Like I said, it will probably work for a little while. In the test I'm doing, I actually have content ranking that it was generated by an AI, by one of these blogging AI bots.
Yeah.
But it's not. Trust me, it's not going to end well.
I agree. If it's so easy, everyone's going to do it. Do you know?
Yeah, right.
We're in this culture where we want a magic pill, but nothing, it takes 9 months to make a baby, bro. It takes time.
That's
and everyone
relevant.
wants to cut just to the button and the magic pill.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And this has happened. And I'm sure people are asking, but how is Google ever going to tell that if this is good content? How are they ever going to tell that it's not? Do you know how many times I've heard that argument?
Yeah.
And Google ultimately figures it out.
Yeah.
And then those people are like trying to start a new business because the
I
old one.
figure if somebody can figure out how they think they can get around Google, Google can figure out how to get around.
Oh, yeah.
them.
Trust me. Google has, I don't know, like $1 trillion and thousands of PhD engineers thinking about it. So, yeah, it's tempting to think, though, I can just figure out a way around it. But they have teams and teams of really smart people figuring out how you can't get around it. So be wary of
Be
that.
wary. Be wary.
Okay. That's all I had to talk about.
That's it. Thank you
Elephants
so
and
much.
SEO and artificial intelligence.
And Taco Tuesdays.
Taco Tuesday.
Hey, thank you so much for listening. We really hope that you find this helpful and useful. And if you do, what you could do for us as a thanks would be to, drumroll please, yes, leave a review. Yes, everybody says it, I know, but it really does make a difference. Take 3 seconds, leave as many stars, say something really nice about what you like about the podcast and maybe why other people would like it. It would mean the world to us, especially my husband. That better? All right, I'm going to try one where I'm not going to be charming.